We're a little over halfway through the NBL1 2023 season, and with no games this weekend, we thought we'd take a look at how all the teams are going in the East men's competition, plus their top players and even potential MVP candidates. In part 1, we look at the teams in the bottom half of the table. Welcome to 2 Feet in the Paint's review show. Today we're going to be starting with the bottom of the table team, Hornsby Kangaroos Spiders. Unfortunately, yet to win a game this season, 0-15. But hasn't all been awful for the Hornsby Kangaroos team. Garen, who's standing out for them? How's their season going?
Yeah, Sharif Sapir has been one of their bright spots. Been some of the motor on this offensive end for the team. They're a young team, this Hornsby Kangaroos Spiders. Don't look at their record. Look at how they can bounce back next season. Maybe get an import. And the young guys have a season under their belt. Having a season under your belt is a lot of experience, especially when it's 20-something games. So, heck ton of experience. Sharif Sapir's been huge, crucial in some games. Averaged 17 points on the season, so that's a lot. And then alongside his running mate, Fraser Vision, Pat Fraser.
Yeah, Pat Fraser.
So good to see him showcase his sharpshooting and one of the top sharpshooters in the NBL1 East. So being another scoring threat. And young guys like Danny Garrett and Caleb Magada also showcasing their presence on the team. So Hornsby Kangaroos look to have a bounce back season on the next season. And we got Manly Ringer Sea Eagles, James, on 13-12. And who we got for Manly?
Yeah, so Manly Ringer, I mean, there's been a bit of a difficult year because they've been chopping and changing the roster a lot. You had a lot of players leave in the off-season, like Indiana Faithful, Pitcher, and Painter as well. So guys have been... Yeah, Daysma. I mean, people have been around Manly for a long time, so a lot of that experience lost, a lot of their starters lost as well. But in their place, Matt Eldridge has really stepped up for them, the big man. I mean, he has 10 rebounds, 13 points for the season. So defensively, really stepping up for Manly Kangaroos and a team that really needs that help on defense. And also providing scoring as well. I mean, he's an absolute force in the paint, Matt Eldridge. He's kind of been helped out by another good player as well, Garen, who kind of caught your eye.
Yeah, Nestorov, and averaging about 12 on the season too. Probably could score more, but being unselfish on the team, and averages about 12 a game on the season. Very lengthy, very lanky, and can really pop out and shoot that 3-ball. So good to see Manly, and maybe get another import, or I don't know. It's tough. It's been tough, injuries and whatnot. Yeah. So sitting on 3-12 is Manly, and up next is the Penrith Panthers, just above them at 3-11. And the Fatui brothers, Fa'amaui brothers, brilliant. 14, 6 rebounds on 51% field goal percentage. So after winning the Youth League title last year with Jared Moore, the mastermind Jared Moore, they've translated that into their first ever season in NBL1, and it's been great. And who else has really stood out for you? I believe the breakdown basketball legend.
Oh yeah, I mean Coach Nay, Sakya, he's been very good for them, especially in the scoring department. I mean Penrith have really needed someone to chip in and lift that offense. I mean of course the Fatuis kind of do it all with the rebounding, defending and playmaking too, but Coach Nay, I mean, he's an absolute bucket. We saw him come to the Bear Cave earlier this year and just absolutely torched the Bears.
Some tough moves too. It can really break you down, and that's why it's called breakdown basketball. And coming up next is Central Coast Crusaders. Bankstown Bruins. Apologies. At 3-11 also. So we got a lot of talent coming out of Bankstown, and who really stood out to you?
Hayden Blankley has been an absolute revelation for the Bankstown Bruins. 20 points and 10 rebounds. I mean, from the shooting to the drives, and as you see there as well, Garen, 10 rebounds. So, I mean, really been helping all around the court with this Bankstown team. Of course, they are struggling, but they've got a lot of talent, and you know, it's this Bankstown Bruins team. They've had a lot of close games, so they're really competitive every game, but haven't quite got it to click yet. I wouldn't be surprised to see them put in a bit of a run towards the end of the season, but might be a little too late for the finals. And you were saying to me earlier, Garen, another player that's been standing out for Bankstown, who was it?
Long-time Bruin, Jack Lopez. Oh, yeah. He's a bucket getter, and he likes to get up shots when he gets on the court. So when he's hitting his shots, you got to get out to that, and you got to play tight there, because he can go off for huge games, like 30 points off the bench type games. So Jack Lopez is another one to watch out for. And now we're back to Central Coast Crusaders.
Yeah, the Crusaders.
The crew, as I like to call it. And none other than Luke Cassidy putting up 14 points a game. And what a season he's had. for your crew. And what a reliable player he's been a part of this Central Coast Crusaders for quite a while now. So really buying into the system, really attending a lot of the camps, providing his coaching presence as well. So a young gun for this team. And who else have we got? Trusty.
Yeah, James Trustham. I mean, it was a bit of a 50-50 pick for Central Coast MVP so far, but James Trustham, year in, year out, always delivers for the Central Coast Crusaders team. And this season's really no different. I mean, the rebounding, the defense, and offensively as well, been really filling in the gaps in the Central Coast Crusaders team. Overall, though, Garen, the Central Coast Crusaders, I think, have just been a bit unlucky this season. When we saw them play, they're a really quality team. They pushed the Bears all the way to the last few minutes of the game, but just haven't got it to click. So the talent's there, the coaching's there as well. Maybe just, need to rework a few things in the off season. I mean, the signing of AJ Lawton, I think, is going to be really helpful for them coming down the stretch. So we'll see if the Crusaders can maybe turn a few heads in the second half of the season. And another team that is debuting this season, the Sydney Comets. We've got them at 6-8 at the moment. So not doing too bad for their first season. I mean, it can be very difficult trying to find your feet. Yeah,
it sucks when you got injuries. Like Iggy Mitchell and a lot of key players out. Would have liked to have been a bit higher on the leaderboard, but hey, when you got guys like Archer Woodhill, big man in the paint, 15-7, really dominating this season. Another one of those lob threats, can catch and finish around the ring. At times can showcase his floor spacing ability, can hit that 3 or 2. And his running mate, the Twin Tower, he's Johnny Sinagoratz.
Yeah.
Another one of those lengthy bigs. Played for Albury, played for Inner West last season, and now playing for your Sydney Comets. So good to see him balling from originally, I think, where he was with Sydney Comets. So someone that's lengthy, he can shot block, he can catch lobs, really bouncy, really athletic, and even space the floor and hit threes at times. So Sinagoratz.
Yeah, and recently signed or became available Indiana Faithful. So he played his first game for the Comets just before this break against the Bulls. So yeah, good to have Indiana Faithful in the fold there. Another player with NBL1 experience to go with Woodhill and Sinagoratz as well. I mean, we know what Indiana Faithful can do.
Yeah, the dangerous lefty.
Yeah, so really watch out for the Sydney Comets. They really could push for the playoffs towards the end of the season. A team that's doing very neutrally though, Garen. The Albury Wodonga Bandits 7-8 this season. They've been a bit hot and cold, but we know they've been stacked full of talent, and their import this year has been making a huge impact.
Jameer Coleman, nothing cold about his game. 18-8, dominant big inside, and he's been a bright spot. And good to see him stepping up this season. Albury really needed someone that can just run the offense a little bit, look for his shot, and get this team going. And Jameer Coleman's been that guy, and hopefully he stays next season with Albury Wodonga Bandits. As is Lockie Cummings on 17 points. The floor spacer, can stretch it out, can really attack the rack and get to the free throw line. Lockie Cummings has been a great addition also. So Albury, a bit of that middle of the leaderboard kind of team. But the Illawarra Hawks, wow, we always love Illawarra. Their stadium, their crowd, their commentators. They really have that good vibe down in Illawarra. Sitting at 7-7, and Will Davo Hickey, 22-9 rebounds. Boy, has he been a diamond in the rough when he plays for this team and when he's available. He's just been huge. They haven't had players like Lucas Walker available all season, and Tim Conrad, so it's really been crucial.
I mean, they've managed to keep their season afloat in 9th place at the moment. And we know what they did last year. They made it through, almost all the way to the grand final. So Illawarra Hawks, they've got it in their pedigree, well-coached team. And with players like that, I wouldn't be surprised to see them sneak in to the finals.
Clawing their way into the finals, hopefully. And with a sting, are the Hills Hornets, 8-6. But the import from New York, Sean Montague, what a season he's had. And he's probably one of my top picks for Defensive Player of the Year, maybe. 15, 8 rebounds, super efficient, shooting 50%. But at times can stretch the floor. The game against North, he had 4 steals and 5 blocks. That's insane. The length is on full display. The athleticism is on full display. Catching lobs, posterizing people, catching bodies. Has been a floor spacing presence at times. Can really hit the 3. So good to see Sean Montague really step it up. And with the fresh fade is Liam Moss.
Yeah, he's been doing really well for this Hills team as well, Garen. I mean, inside, outside, that jump shot's looking very, very solid this season. And he's hitting it more consistently as well, I mean, that game winner was incredible. Hopefully we can get the highlights of that up on screen. Because he's really elevated his game this season, Liam Moss, and
pull-up jump shot.
Yeah, great pull-up jump shot and very consistent three. Of course, there's always Paul Brotherson as well for this Hills Hornets team, but I think that goes without saying. He's always a consistent performer for the Hornets.